The sound of your name carries through my thoughts like a golden bell at dawn, soft yet resonant, echoing gently through the quiet corridors of my heart. I hear it, not as a word but as a feeling, a breath, a presence that stirs within me the softest ache. It lingers, delicate and pure, like the wind slipping past the balcony of my chambers just before the sun rises. I speak it in silence, never daring to let the world hear, for it belongs to my secret realm, a name held tightly between dream and devotion. In the hush of duty and ceremony, in the weight of crown and title, your name becomes my rebellion, my freedom, my prayer. It is the only part of you I can carry openly, wrapped in thought and hidden in plain sight. And though I walk among roses and oaths, among history and expectation, I still find space to whisper it in the stillness of night, where only the stars bear witness to how much I long for the soul behind it. Your name is my comfort and my curse, the balm and the fire. It touches my lips like a sacred promise I dare not voice aloud, and still it lives there, warm, sweet, unshakable. In halls filled with ancestors' portraits, where silence must often speak in place of sentiment, it echoes louder than any decree. No noble language can explain what stirs within me when I let it slip through my thoughts, that single syllable or more shaped by memory and hope. It is neither prince nor peasant, neither duty nor defiance. It is simply you as I remember you, the way your voice trembled the first time you said my name, as if afraid it would vanish. It didn't. It lodged itself in my memory, where I keep it close, like a letter I will never send. Even now, when I sit before parchment and ink, trained to sign documents with gravity and grace, my hand aches to write it, your name just once. Not as a queen, not as a figurehead, but as a girl in love. When I walk beneath the palace arches, I wonder if these stones have heard such longing before, if the walls carry echoes of names never meant for history. I am taught to carry the dreams of millions, to embody the dignity of Spain, yet my own heart dreams of you, and that conflict lives in silence, in the flutter behind my smile, in the pause before I speak. No one knows that I see your face in the reflections of marble floors, in the ripple of fountains. Your name hums in the breeze of royal gardens, mingling with the scent of roses and the rustle of silk. At night, when I rest my head upon pillows soft as clouds, your name becomes my lullaby. I imagine your breath saying mine in return, a mirror to my longing. This love, quiet and immense, does not need the throne's permission to exist. It exists because it must, because it grew in the smallest moments, and now refuses to leave, growing like ivy over stone, unstoppable, unyielding. They speak of alliances and dynasties, of duty and expectation, but they do not speak of love. Not like this. Love that hides behind protocol, and is nurtured in glances stolen between crowds. Love that waits patiently beneath layers of etiquette. When I hear your name, I forget for a moment the future that was written for me, and I dream of the one I might write myself. You gave me that. The courage to imagine beyond lineage, beyond bloodlines. And even if we are separated by worlds, your name bridges the distance like a song only I can hear. It is the melody of what could have been, and maybe, still might be. I carry it with reverence, like an heirloom passed down not from queens to daughters, but from my soul to itself. Some nights I whisper it to the moon, because it listens without judgment, and maybe, just maybe, it carries it back to you, tucked inside starlight, wrapped in my longing. When the world bows before me, they do not see the girl who hides behind a title. They do not see how often I wonder if you think of me. If my name stirs your heart the way yours stirs mine, they see a crown, not a heart. They see lineage, not loneliness. But I remember the day I first heard you say my name, as though it was sacred, as though it belonged to more than just history books. And in that sound there was no monarchy, only meaning. It became my favorite music. Since then no orchestra has played a note that touches me the same way. I have smiled through ceremonies, through grand balls and solemn oaths, but nothing feels as real as your voice in my memory. You live there quietly, and your name is the thread I follow when the world demands too much. It is my rebellion in silence, my declaration with no witnesses. Do you remember the quiet moments we shared before we belonged to different worlds, when our hands brushed and no one was watching. I carry them like jewels no crown can compare to. Each memory is laced with your name, and each time I think it, those moments come alive again. It's as if you never left, as if time folds upon itself to let me love you again, privately, fervently. The echo of your name is a heartbeat within my own, pulsing softly, insistently. If love were a kingdom, yours would be the only flag I would raise. Not for politics, not for alliances, but for truth. And still I remain here, bound by silk and expectation, wondering if you hear me too. If your name, when said in the stillness of night, somehow finds you, and you know instinctively that it is me who calls to you. That I remember, that I still care, that my soul does not forget the sound of being truly seen. Sometimes I imagine what it would be like if we were just two people in a quiet village, no titles, no cameras, just you and me beneath olive trees, sunlight catching in your hair, your fingers tracing mine. In that life your name would not have to be a secret. I would call it out across a field, laughing barefoot and free. You would turn smiling, and my heart would feel at home. But life chose another path for me. I walk red carpets and ancient halls, and yet my heart lives in that imagined field with you. Every time I speak to diplomats or stand before crowds, I carry that image inside me. Your name keeps it alive. It reminds me that beyond all the appearances and symbols, I am still capable of real, unruly, consuming love. The kind of love that slips past guards and gates, straight into the core of who I am. That is the power of your name, more potent than lineage, more eternal than law. There are times I wonder if history will ever make space for a love like ours. If there will be a quiet footnote, tucked in a memoir or a letter, where our names rest beside each other, unsanctioned, but remembered. I would give years of rule just to hear your name on your lips again, said like a confession, like a gift. No ceremony has ever made me feel as holy as that moment did. I wear crowns but none as precious as the feeling you gave me, that I was seen not as a princess, but as a person, a girl with dreams and longing. I return to that memory like one returns to a chapel, to feel something divine. And each time I emerge more certain that your name is my sanctuary. In the rush of court life, in the weight of legacy, I close my eyes and find you there. No coronation can replace that peace, and even if I rule 1,000 years, your name will remain the part of me that was truly mine. Even if time separates us, even if the world never allows me to say it aloud again, your name will remain etched into every heartbeat. I will carry it into rooms where I cannot take you. I will wrap it in silence, and let it warm me when protocol leaves me cold. One day perhaps someone will ask what love meant to me, and I will smile, not because I am proud of the answer, but because I remember how fiercely I felt it. I will speak of it not in details, but in feelings, and maybe they will understand, or maybe they won't, it doesn't matter. The sound of your name, to me, will always be enough. A quiet revolution, a reminder that even within palaces, there are chambers where the heart speaks freely. Where I am not Princess Leonor, but just a girl, closing her eyes, whispering the name of someone who made her feel real.